Nice to meet you. Today I'm going to make a presentation about Chernobyl. Before we start, let's look at the contents. First, we're going to have a short preview of Chernobyl, and second, 3 problems before the disaster, and third, reason of an accident, and then during the accident, after the accident, and quiz about my presentation. Short preview of Chernobyl. Chernobyl is a nuclear accident in the Soviet Union. Chernobyl at April 26, 1986. It's the explosion of the number 4 reactor in Chernobyl nuclear power plant. Then move on to the problem before the accident. Problem 1. Unreasonable schedule for the construction of a nuclear power plant. There are 4 reactors in the Chernobyl nuclear power plant, and number 1's construction was ended at December of 1977, and number 2's construction was ended at December of 1978, and the number 3's constructions were ended at 1981, and number 4 at the December of 1983. All of these are ended at December because of the workers' year-end bonus, and because of this fast construction schedules, there was not even safety tests. Then, problem 2. Nuclear reactor. Chernobyl's nuclear reactor was RBMK, and there are 3 main parts of the RBMK reactor. First is cooling water, and it's for relaxing the hot reactor core, and second, control rod, which is for controlling the electricity generation, and lastly, the moderator. RBMK's moderator was made of black leads, and it's more dangerous than other reactors. Lastly, problem 3. It's Soviet Union's secrecy. Before the Chernobyl accident, there was many other nuclear accidents, and famous example of this is Leningrad nuclear accident. It happened because the fuel rod of the power plant melted. And the Soviet Union kept this accident in secret, so the citizens didn't knew that nuclear power is dangerous. And there is one more example, and that is the 2 years ago of the accident, there was a little problem in the number 1 reactor in Chernobyl. And the Soviet Union kept this accident in secret because there was a US and Soviet Union's Cold War, and if the Soviet Union didn't keep this in secret, there might be a scratch in the socialism. And now the most crucial reason of the accident. At April 25th, 1986, one day before the accident, there was an experiment about emergency generator, and they turn off the emergency generator and decrease the electricity generation to half. And there was a call from Kiev, Ukraine. They said don't decrease the electricity generation. So they didn't keep experimental requirements. And unfortunately that time, the step in charge was changed because it was midnight. So the experiment happened in really disaster. And because they didn't keep experimental requirements, there was a the nuclear reactor became out of control, and they pushed the emergency shutdown button, and there was a sudden explosion. And during the accident, right after the explosion, the radioactivity began to leak quickly, and 36 hours later, there was an announcement in surrounding area. And 2 days later, the firefighter brought down the fires, but firefighters get damaged. And 3 days later, the radioactivity began to leak all over the Europe, which is like Ukraine, Sweden, Denmark, and Norway. And after the accident, there are many victims, which is about 1 million people get damaged. It's about 1 in 51 in Korea's population, and nowadays people can enter Chernobyl, but Koreans can't because it's illegal in Korea to enter Chernobyl because of radioactivity. Now it's a time for a quiz. Number 1, where did the explosion happen?
The Chernobyl number 4.
Yes. And what was the problem before the accident? And just
The Soviet Union kept their mistakes a secret.
I hope this presentation will make you guys to know the danger of nuclear power, and thank you for listening my presentation.